Russia already hit it quite some time ago, so it hasn't been in operation, but I guess they decided it was due for a repeat visit, so there's been a lot of crackling of air defense fire. You can see all the locals are out in force. Trying to see what happens. This site number 5 saw it, or got to hear it anyways. So there was one primary and then a couple of secondary explosions, because there may still be fuel and whatnot stored in there. But yeah, I mean, this is just another day in Ukraine, you know. No matter where you are, there's a ballistic missile or a Shahed or some bullshit hitting nearby. You know, I kind of thought the last few days we've been, really about the last week and a half, it really seems like Chernihiv is getting a lot more attention from the Russians. We've had just way more drones going overhead. We had the 2 ballistic missile strikes. You know, one was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They hit the demining group of volunteers. And then, of course, there was the one that hit the training ground just yesterday. That was quite loud. I heard that all the way in camp from, 50 kilometers away. There were some casualties among the armed forces of Ukraine. But yeah, today it's the old thermal power plant. That, like I said, it's not in operation, but this is what Russia does. It's just, you can't do anything else. Can't maneuver on the battlefield, can't innovate, can't come up with any products anyone wants to buy. So it's just terrorism now. But the good news is that the fuel crisis in Russia is spreading to every single region now. Before it was still way out on the Pacific. Which is ironic because that's the refineries out there on the eastern side of Russia. Ukraine can't reach; they're all in fine shape. But of course, the Russians are prioritizing the western part of the country where everyone lives, or where all the important people live. If you can see over the A pillar here, I'll try to move positions a bit and still keep my eyes on the road. But the gasoline crisis in Russia is reaching in every single region. Nizhny Novgorod, South Ossetia, the Caucasus, Dagestan, Rostov-on-Don, and of course occupied. There's no petrol anywhere in the occupied territories, except the so-called People's Republic of Donetsk and Luhansk has effectively gone back to 19th century America. 19th century period, there's no fuel, there's no diesel, there's no gasoline, there's nothing. I think I might be at the 6-week point. I think I might be, I always said it would come down to whether or not Russia would be around for, 6 years or 6 months or 6 weeks. And, this summer I said I wasn't confident that it would be around 6 weeks. Or in 6 months, and I stand by that prediction. So, yeah, I think it's going to be very much longer that they can hold out. Because eventually, when no one in the country, 150 million people, none of them can buy petrol. I don't care how patriotic you are. That's got to sting, and I think they're just going to demand that Putin end this war and withdraw so that they can start to get some semblance of modern life back. So yeah, I mean, look at 1970s and the oil crisis we had, and how that screwed up the politics of the nation forever. This will be bad, and I think with the end of the war means the end of Putin, and people say, well, somebody might come in worse. You can't get worse. We've already seen the ballistic missile bombing a children's cancer hospital. There's nowhere to go. There's no down from there. So whatever it is, it'll be either better or course, and we'll deal with that. But in any event, it will be the leader of a profoundly weakened Russia, which will be good for humanity. So, that's it. Slava Ukraini, stay safe. Oh, there's air defense guys are right in front of me. Let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit without arousing too much suspicion. But yeah, you can see the mobile ute there with the big gun in it. I don't know if I got that. Probably was shit video, but